Hey everybody, this is a review of the Specialized Hardrock Disc 29. There aren't a lot of reviews out there on this particular bike, so I thought I'd give my feedback on this one. I've owned it about 2 weeks. I wanted to give some time to ride on paved surfaces around town as well as on some single track trails, beginner to intermediate levels. I'll give some feedback about how that handled on those. To start off with, I did add a couple items to this bike. I added the seat cover and the under seat pack, as well as the 2 water bottle holders. I also added the bell and a couple attachments for items which are not currently attached to the bike. The only item I swapped out on this bike were the pedals. I switched up to a race face Chester pedal, which is a lot thinner and had longer screws, which I prefer for mountain biking to keep my feet firmly attached to the pedals. This is their entry-level bike, but I found it performed quite well. The fork has only 80 millimeters of give to it, but I found when I went riding on the single track beginner intermediate trail, it performed well. All I did was turn the settings to the softest setting all the way to the minus sign. I put the tire pressure down to 30 psi, and I had absolutely no problems going over the rocks or branches or ruts that were in the trail. I won't go too much into the hardware on it because you can see that on the bike's website, but it is the lower level Shimano Altus down here. Again, the fork is 80 millimeters, but that performed well enough for me. Actually, I had no problems with it whatsoever. Disc brakes on the bike, which you'll probably find on most basic entry-level mountain bikes. The seat, I did put a seat gel cover on the original seat. Just ignore the Giant brand. That happened to be the brand I bought. But the seat that comes with it itself, I mean, it's soft, but I just prefer more of a gel feel to my bike seats. So I put that cover on. I did also add a kickstand because I prefer kickstands, especially because I ride 60% on-road. I plan to ride 40% off-road with this particular bike. Retail, I think this was $560 retail. I should add this was the 2016 model. Comparing the 2016 to 2015, I think they're exactly the same as far as specs. I don't know if they'll make any changes for the upcoming model year. As far as weight goes, I weighed this in at about 32 pounds, which, I think that's decent. It's certainly, it has an aluminum frame, so it's, of course it's not carbon fiber because those will increase the cost of your bike considerably. But for a starter bike, this is very good to get out in the trails, do some mountain biking, also for city use, and it's a good overall starter bike. And this may be the level bike that you can stick with for occasional beginner to intermediate mountain biking. All right, happy riding.